Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Steve. Welcome if you're new. Today's topic is about a post that I saw on Reddit. That's what I've been into recently. I am following r/China, China IRL, Real China IRL, and all the other relevant subreddits. So 2 days ago, I saw this post on r/China with the title, "How do you see the future for China going?" And the original post said, "I lived in China for years and glad I lived there when I did. At this point, I'd be okay never going back. But serious question, how do you all see the future going in China?" And this OP holds a pretty pessimistic view on China's future, especially economically, because they believe that China will devolve into something similar to what Russia is today. And I personally agree, and a huge disclaimer up front, I do not want China to be that way because I still have ties in China, and before I came to the US, I did not think that I will not go back to China for the next decade and not be able to see my families again. I do not want any of what I will about to say to happen, but I don't know. This is what I see. So I want to talk about how I think China will go in the future, or the direction China will go in the future, from 3 angles. The first one is the economy, the second one is the aging population, and the third one is the education. So the first one, economy, as we all see, it's pretty obvious that China has committed economic suicide with the doubling down on the lockdowns in Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, all of these major cities where the majority of the economic growth happens for China, for China's GDP. And you can see that a lot of the shipping is taking way longer than normal if you were to order something from China, and a lot of the foreign companies and factories are pulling out of China because they see the risks and the inconsistencies of the policies, and just there's too much risk to take on for them to continue doing business with China. And that's why they are relocating their headquarters and factories to other places like India, Cambodia, even Singapore. And I think that's gonna be irreversible in the future, because the companies have to take into consideration of how much they can take, how much loss they can take within a certain time frame, and do they want to invest in something this volatile. And that's why I think that's gonna basically reinforce the inner circulation stuff that China is trying to promote to its own people. And basically we're going back to Mao's time, and the unemployment rate is through the roof in China. I just saw the data, the fresh data coming out of China, that in May of this year, the unemployment rate among young people in China between the age of 16 and 24 are among almost 20%. It's something over 18%, and that essentially means 1 in every 5 young people in China are unemployed. And this doesn't even include independent contractors and freelancers and part-timers. This is solely referring to young people that just simply do not have a job, period. And that is really concerning, because people in that age group are supposed to be the most employable population. But this is what we have to deal with now in China. I know a lot of people my age that are living in China are having a hard time finding a job, and that's why they're going back to grad school, or they're trying to preparing for these tests that will prep them to be a government worker. But think about, how do government workers get paid? From taxation. And if all of these companies are going bankrupt, or they are running out of money, then who are supposed to keep these tax revenue coming, and who's gonna pay for these government workers? And those are all questions that remained unanswered. So that's the first aspect, and the next one will be the aging population. As we know, the one-child policy has resulted in this extreme mushroom society that we're having today, and because of the sun preference culture, a lot of the female baby infants or just baby fetuses were aborted and killed. That's why we are faced with the reality that the lowballing number of the single men in China are over 30 million. That's why that's a huge risk factor that can threaten the stability of the Chinese society. And that's why I'm wondering what the government will have to do, will have to resort to deal with these young, single, and angry, frustrated, both financially frustrated and also sexually frustrated men. What are you gonna do with these incels? And I think the most, I guess, my own prediction, and also from all the sources that I'm seeing, a possible war. And I don't want to see that happen, but China has been threatening Taiwan for the longest time, and to secure somebody's power, like that certain somebody's power, I think a war might not be, I don't want to say this. Well, let's just move on to the next one. The next one is just basically the education part, and I saw that several really renowned universities, top-ranking universities in China, just decided to quit participating in the global ranking. So they are pulling themselves out of the international community, and they just want to be their own thing, maybe teaching the great philosophy of communism with Chinese characteristics or certain somebody's thoughts. And you're also seeing more and more just really brainwashing stuff being included in all of the curriculums in the K through 12 education, and they're cutting the portion of the English education, and that was a part of the unemployment rate because there were a lot of English teachers became unemployed in, I think, last year because of the new policy that doesn't allow extra curriculum activities, and all of those classes and schools were canceled because they don't want kids to get education outside of school because that's less control from the government. If you go to these foreign teachers, if you go to these Western educated English teachers, then your kids' thoughts might be poisoned by these Westerners or Western influenced teachers. And I think that's gonna be something that will bite us in the ass in the future, because when you get a new whole generation of kids that are just severely brainwashed to think that the world is against them and only our great CCP party will save us, and anyone who's opposed or who even brings up a slight different opinion will be the target enemy number one. And that's gonna be another cultural revolution, which is already pretty much happening, and you're just gonna see that happen more and more, and probably with more and more violent elements in it. And I'm also concerned because I don't know, because in China there probably won't even be enough students in the future enrolled in schools, and the field of education will be in jeopardy because young people in China are simply refusing to have more kids. And basically, if you are giving birth to kids nowadays in China, they will be held hostage against you. And I just don't see any young person in China with a normal mind, conscious mind, will choose to have kids as just little slaves, little chives to be harvested. That's just how I think, and people in my circle think. I just think that's cruel, very cruel to the children. So that's my 2 cents, and I want to know what you think about the future for China and whether you agree or disagree with me. And if you have anything further to add to this conversation, please leave them all in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.